Here's the 26 books I want to read in 2026. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to one of the last days of BOOKMAS. Anyways, I made a list of 26 books I want to read in 2026. So now I'm going to show them to you. So first up we have Begin Again by Emma Lord. I recently read Tweet Cute by this author, and there's not really a specific reason that I want to read this. I mean, obviously I bought it, so I need to read it. And this is one of my friend Claire's favorite books, so I want to read it so I can talk about it with her. But yeah, and I've had this for a while, and it just needs to be read. Then, same with Anna and the French Kiss. I've had this for a while, and I need to read it. And I've just heard it's like exceeds your expectations for it. Like, in my mind, I have not big expectations for it because I'm like, oh, it's just like a 2000s romance book. Like, But everyone says it exceeds your expectations and that it's so good. And I own the whole series, so I need to read it. But yeah, I think that Anna goes to France and it's romance. So then we have Today, Tonight, Tomorrow, which is like a book set in like 24 hours, which is interesting. And it's like they fall in love in 24 hours, which sounds insta-lovey to me, and I don't love that trope, but I am intrigued. And I own both of the books in the series, so woo. I have a book buying addiction. Let's just put that out there. Watch my bookshelf tour. Anyway, then we have You Deserve Each Other. This is just a book I've wanted to read for so long, and I finally found it a few months ago in a bookstore, and I've just been itching to read it. But all the books I have crammed into the last few days of the year and all this stuff. Hopefully I'll be able to read this early on in 2026 because I'm very excited for it. My first ever Catherine Center book, Hello Stranger. I think that she's a painter and she has face blindness, so like she'll not remember who you are if she, I don't know exactly. It's like she can't see faces and he can't see anyone but her. Yeah, and I really want to start reading Catherine Center books. I've had this book for almost a year. To All the Boys I Loved Before. Now, I love the Samaritan Pretty show and books, and I've watched the To All the Boys I Loved Before movies one time, and I kind of like forget most of it, so I really want to dive into the books, hopefully this winter, because they're wintry. But I don't know, I just ashamed that I've had this for so long. But basically, Lara Jean, she writes letters to all the boys she's ever had a crush on and keeps them in a box, and then her sister ships them out randomly one day. So it's basically following that, and I think this is going to be one of my first books I read in 2026, Keeping 13, because I read Binding 13 in June of 2025, I think, and I just been wanting to read this so much after that, but it's intimidating because it is over 600 pages long and small font. But when I read the first one, that had no issues because every page was worth it. Like, I just kept wanting more. So I don't know, and I just, from the way that ended, I feel like I need to know what happens with them so much that I desperately want to read this. Then On the Fence, which I've owned for a long time as well, and I've been meaning to read it for so long. This is by Casey West, and I don't know, and I've heard good reviews. My cousin used to love it, so we'll see. On the Fence. I don't exactly know what it's about. I think it's like Boy Next Door, but we'll see. The Way I Used to Be, I also have been anxiously wanting to read this. I just have not, it hasn't been the right time for it yet. And this year I've been so strict with like reading like my 25 to read in 2025. So I haven't like had time to just pick up random books, especially towards the end of the year. But yeah, the way I used to be, very sad, I hear, and I'm excited to get into this. Then Beg, Borrow, or Steal. I want to read it so bad. This is going to be probably one of my first reads of 2026 as well. This is the third book in the When in Rome series, following Emily, the sister in the Walker family. And I'm so excited. I can't wait. It's a small town romance series following, all the books have followed a different sibling of the Walker family. So this is the older sister. I'm so excited. Then we have Eleanor and Park, which I also been meaning to read. I wanted to read this so bad. So obviously I bought it, but like I didn't get to it right away, so that anticipation kind of like, you know, faded away. But again, I still really want to read it. And this front cover is giving Liz and Wes from Better Than the Movies. I love that book. But yeah, I've got the edition with the edges. I personally love sprayed edges. I know some people don't like them. You know who you are. You know who you are. But yeah, it is floppy. I don't exactly know what it is about. I just know it's set in the 80s, so I love the 80s. And it's like romance, obviously. Then I really want to dive into another John Green book because I've only read Let It Snow, which is a short story book with only one of his short stories in it. I really didn't like it. And The Fault in Our Stars, obviously. But Turtles All the Way Down. I have heard such good things, and I cannot wait to dive into more John Green books. I consider him one of my favorite authors, and I've only read one book that I like by him, so I need to read more. Then The Giver. I want to read this so bad. I bought it, and then again, the anticipation wore down. But this is short. I should be able to read it in a short span of time, and it's a children's book, so it should be quick-paced and big font. So yeah, and again, don't really know what this is about, but I've heard it's like kind of sad and kind of weird, and that's usually what I like. So Daisy Jones and the Six. Now, I'm currently reading this. Is that cheating? I don't know. But me and my cousin said a few months ago, Lillian, do you want to buddy read this when my copy comes in from the library? I'm like, sure, when will that be? She's like, I have no idea. I'm like, okay. Then she texted me the other day and she's like, my book came in. You ready to read it? And I'm like, no. I have so many books I'm trying to read before the end of the year. No, I don't have time. She's like, well, I don't have it from the library for very long. And then I'm like, ugh, fine. So I'm 84 pages in. But we'll see if I finish it in 2025 or if we finish it in 2026. But this is following a band in the 70s and how they get their band together and then them just breaking up. I'm in the part where they are getting together. So, but I am very excited to continue it. Then The Midnight Library. I've owned this for almost 2 years. And I just don't know why I haven't read it yet. It's like, it sounds so good. It sounds right up my alley. Everyone raves over this. I don't know. I really want to read it. It's like, I don't know, like, the girl, like, can see what, if she went different paths, what her life would have been like. And, like, she can jump in different stories. I'm not exactly sure, but be reading it. The Bell Jar. The only reason I want to read this is because one of my favorite movies is 10 Things I Hate About You, and Kat in that reads The Bell Jar. I don't know. I really want to read it. I know it's following, like, a coming of age story with this girl, and this is one of the first editions, which is pretty cool. Then I Fell in Love with Hope, another sad romance book. 2 terminally ill kids fall in love, but they're about to die. I don't know. I love the cover though. It's so pretty. Then we have Fahrenheit 451, which I have been wanting to get into this. Like, all the book burning stuff is very interesting to me. The Push, which is a thriller that was recommended to me by a lady in my book club. I think it's like a motherhood-based thriller I'm not exactly sure, but it's not too long, and I don't know, it seems interesting, and I do want to read it, so. Then another thriller, we have The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I bought this, again, almost 2 years ago, and I'm ashamed I haven't read it yet because I've heard such good things, but I don't know. But it's like a wedding, and someone ends up dead, and they're trying to figure out like who in the wedding party did it, so. Then we have Reckless by Lauren Roberts. Everyone has been yelling at me to finish off the Powerless series. I think it's overrated, okay? In my opinion, I think it's overrated. I know some people love it, some people absolutely hate it, and there's no in between, except for me. I'm very in between. I think it's good in theory, but I've read so much better, and I've heard this is like the slowest book of the series, so I've been putting it off. But I do want to read it because the end of the first book really intrigued me, so I don't know, and I really want to see Kai Azar again because that man was whew. Anyway, we have The Cheerleaders, which I bought this past summer, and I still haven't got to it, but I don't know, I'm intrigued. I love thrillers. This one's about cheerleaders that are dying or something. I don't know, shall see in 2026. The third book in the Twilight series, Eclipse. I recently read New Moon and was absolutely obsessed, and my hands are itching to crack this open, but I'm holding out until 2026. Vampires, werewolves. I love vampires, like. Then we have The Hunger Games. I've watched all the movies, and I want to read this whole series before The Sunrise on a Reaping comes out. Yeah, and I just want to see if the books are better than the movie. So, I'm sure they are. That's how it always is. But we have Sage and Storm. This is the second book in the Shadow and Bone series, and I just really want to get through the Shadow and Bone trilogy so I can read The Six of Crows. I didn't really like the first book, but I'm hoping it gets better. I could not tell you hardly anything that happened in the first book, but we're gonna read this. Then, last but not least, we have Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. I've heard such great things about this book from Tiffany Leanne, a YouTuber I watch, but she is obsessed. This is her favorite series. She's read it several times, and it's fantasy about a girl seeking vengeance after her sister's killed or something. I don't know, but it sounds so good, and I'm so excited to get into this, and I have, again, the whole series. Do I have a problem? Probably. But yeah, that is all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what books you want to read in 2026, and if you're making a 26 read in 2026 list. I made one in my reading journal, so yeah, I'll just check them off when I read them.
Come Santa Claus, come Santa Claus, come Santa Claus.
What? And this is one of my friend